In a world of rat and ruin, dear, you're my shelter in the glow. With your Pip-Boy on your wrist, my love.
Welcome back to the Dusty Signal, my little devils. Pull up close. I got the fire burning low tonight. That just felt right for today's tape. Now, last time we left our boy, he was closing out the hardest day any man's had since the bombs fell. If you missed it, do yourself a favor and give it a listen. That tape just might get you through your tough day. Today's tape is day 2 for our boy Nate. And sugar, he finds out the wasteland will always surprise you. He's moving. He's thinking. He's building something out of nothing, one decision at a time. And somewhere between sanctuary hills and a cave full of hate and bad decisions, he finds himself a partner. Now, I don't want to say too much, but if you've ever had a moment where the universe just drops exactly what you needed right in front of you, then sugar, you don't want to miss this. Tape 5 is now rolling.
October 24th, 2287. Log 005, Day 2. Slept in the doomsday cellar last night. I couldn't sleep in my house. Not under that roof. I got maybe 5 hours off and on. In the Army, they teach you how to sleep anywhere. Well, it's less of a taught skill and more an acquired one. You just learn to take a few minutes of sleep when you get the chance, because you may go days without it. That's a skill that comes in handy. When I lay down, I crashed from exhaustion. But the dreams... I could have done without the dreams. I dreamt Sean was an old man, and when I found him, he looked right through me like I was nothing, like I didn't matter at all. He asked me why I bothered looking for him. What the actual shit was that? Yeah, that one was rough. I left before sunrise. Codsworth hovered nearby when I climbed out of the cellar. He wanted to come with me. Maybe I should have let him, but I prefer stealth. And a floating tin can with anxiety and a buzzsaw isn't exactly built for subtlety. I moved out alone, fast, quiet, eyes open. Kept my profile low. Took the road east, past the bridge toward Concord. Just over the bridge, I saw bodies in the road. I froze, weapon up, scanned the tree line, the road, the rooftops, anywhere that could hide a threat. The area looked clear, so I approached the bodies, slowly, and assessed the scene. One was a man, dressed like the raider I saw yesterday. He was very dead. Next to him, what I thought was a dog, or what dogs are now, I suppose. Hairless, wrong-looking, like a half-starved mongrel with a tire iron jammed into its side. The scene painted the whole story in red. The mongrel went for him. He fought back. He bled out anyway. The bite was viciously deep. Femoral artery. Not much you can do for that, even in the old world. I took what I could use. Don't judge me. There's no stores out here, no resupply. No mercy either. I stripped a short double-barrel shotgun with a single frickin' shell, a few 38 rounds, a couple stim packs. He should have used them, but good for me. And his coat. It fit and will keep the wind off. Sean needs me alive. That's the only thing that matters. Stealing from the dead does not. As I kept moving, I spotted something that made my skin crawl. An army duffel bag laying out in full view near the base of the Minuteman statue. An army duffel doesn't just sit there untouched in a world full of scavengers, unless it's being used as bait. I stared at it for a long moment. Greed is how you get dead. I left it, kept moving. I don't know what I can trust in this world. I don't know if I can trust anyone at all. I was spending too much time being cautious. I need to find a balanced approach between my safety and finding my son. It was getting darker than it should have been as I approached the red rocket sign up ahead. It was lit. Power? In the middle of nothing? That means occupied, or it means a trap. I went low, moved off-road and used the terrain. Bushes, broken concrete, anything I could to stay hidden. I watched the station for movement for what seemed like hours. Nothing moved. No shadows, no silhouettes, no voices. Then I heard a bark. I froze so hard I would have pissed ice cubes. My 10mm came up without thinking, scanning. And out of the dark, casual as you please, walked a frickin' German shepherd, healthy and clean. Alert eyes, tail wagging. Not feral, not starved, not scared. He moved like a trained police dog, like somebody's partner. He came right up to me like we'd known each other for years. I checked his collar. The tag said, dog meat. Huh, dog meat. He looked at me like I was the one who was lost. There was something strangely familiar about him. He looks exactly like our old dog, River. My first thought was, he belongs to someone. And if he belongs to someone, that someone is nearby. So I stayed sharp. I was scanning the station when Dogmeat suddenly snapped to attention, ears up, posture tight, and bolted toward the forecourt, barking loudly. That's when the ground erupted. Mole rats. They popped up all around him like mines going off. I fired. Measured breaths, controlled trigger pulls, double taps each, center mass. I dropped the nearest one before it could latch on. Dogmeat didn't panic. He didn't run. He just went to work. Fast, violent, efficient, like he'd done it before. In less than a minute, it was over. No owner came out. No voices. No lights changing. Just the two of us standing there with blood in the dirt. The station was empty, but it was intact. A workshop, tools, benches, a door that still seals, medical supplies, junk that can become something useful. I walked the perimeter and checked all angles. Good visibility, elevated defensive positions. This place can be fortified. It can be held. It can be used. I'm calling it Forward Base Alpha. Inside the office, the terminal still worked. I pulled the service logs. It was mostly noise, old repair entries, but I found one entry that was worth laughing at. That Vaultec salesman, the one chosen by the ones pulling the strings, used to bring his van here monthly, and the station manager labeled him in the records as the uppity asshole. Yeah, that tracks. He could sell a stranger a spot in a vault, but he couldn't sell himself on being tolerable for 5 minutes. Asshole or not, he didn't deserve to get locked out of the very vault he was tasked with filling. We walked right past him at the security gate, sirens blaring, panic all around. Him, begging to be let in, told he would be shot if he tried to enter, only to be atomized when the bombs fell. Hell, he got off easy as it turned out. The terminal also mentioned a nearby cave, said they used it for storage when inspectors showed up, which is corporate language for hiding something ugly and probably illegal. But if this is going to be my base, it has to be safe. And whatever's down there has to be removed. Dogmeat tracked the scent south. We moved in quiet, heel to toe, slow and easy, weight low centered, knees bent. The dog stayed close. He didn't rush, didn't break cover, didn't make sound, like he understood the assignment. The cave mouth had a faint green glow. Radiation. I checked my Pip-Boy, watched the readings, and slipped inside. The walls were alive with fungus, brain fungus. I remembered it from my training briefs. Useful for chems if you know what you're doing. I gathered what I could. I'm not trying to become the drug dealer of the apocalypse, but I need supplies. Supplies come from trade. Trade comes from value, and I have this sneaky suspicion that drugs will be high-value trade items. That's just the new law. Deeper in, I heard them. Scratching. Heavy movement. Too heavy. Mole rats nesting in the back chamber. Bigger than the ones outside. Hazardous waste barrels were stacked like somebody's dirty secret. I lined up my first shot from the shadows and dropped one before it could react. After that, they rushed. A suppressor would have been nice. As an aside, most people think a suppressor makes a gun silent. It does not. It, as the name suggests, suppresses the sound. They are designed to disguise the sound so that it's easily dismissed as some random noise. But it absolutely makes noise. I digress. 4 of them charged right at us. Dogmeat lunged the moment the fight started. No hesitation. I kept my muzzle steady, used the cavern walls to funnel them, and we cleared the nest without any difficulty. One of them had to weigh 200 pounds. Past the nest, I found a corporate plaque and a memo. Turns out the employees used this cave to illegally dump contaminated waste so efficiently, they won an award for environmental cleanup. Congratulations, Red Rocket. Best in class at poisoning the ground. In the back, under a rusted generator, I found a fusion core. That was a huge score. I don't have power armor yet, but now I've got the heart that runs it and a place to keep it running. Back at the station, I started building a routine. Scouting the perimeter, gathering resources, cleaning up and building defenses. I found a trunk with ammo and a knife, sorted my supplies and stored the junk I didn't need on my back. It's not pretty, it's not home, but it's a foothold. I started these logs as a way to keep track of things for myself, my ears only, my notes. But the world needs to know. My family deserves more. If I die out here, someone will know what happened. Someone will know who Nora was, who Sean was, who I was when the world ended. Mission remains unchanged. My priority is unchanged. Locate and retrieve Sean. Nothing else matters.
Dog meat. I mean, just dog meat. That dog walked out of the dark, like he'd been waiting on Nate specifically. Like the universe said, this man has been through enough, give him something good. And out comes a German shepherd, healthy and clean, moving like somebody's partner, looking at Nate like he was the one who was lost. Sugar, I've seen a lot of things out here in the wasteland. A lot of things. That dog is something special. You mark my words. Now, a few things from this tape I want to sit with for a second. That army duffel bag just sitting out in the open near the statue. Nate saw it, stared at it, and walked away. Now, most people out here, hungry, scared, running low on everything, they pick up that bag. Most folks don't look beyond the bag, don't think over the downsides, the potential dangers. They just reach for it. Maybe nothing happens. Maybe it's filled with ammo and supplies and nothing else. But greed is how you get dead. He said it himself. Sugar, that's not just wasteland wisdom. That's just wisdom. How many times in life have we reached for the thing that was sitting out just a little too perfect, a little too convenient, and paid for it later? Nate's been awake for less than 2 days, and he's already smarter than most people who've lived out here their whole lives. I'm not sure what a special operator even is, but they must be highly trained. Nate doesn't miss much. That moment at the end of the tape. He started these logs for himself. Just notes, just a way to hold on. But somewhere between Sean's crib and a cave full of corporate shame, something shifted. If I die out here, someone will know what happened. Someone will know who Nora was, who Sean was, who I was when the world ended. Sugar. That's not a man making recordings anymore. That's a man building a legacy for his family. And honey, I feel honored to be the one to give that legacy a life. But that still hit me somewhere I wasn't expecting. Now, Red Rocket. Best in class at environmental cleanup. Won an award for it. All while illegally dumping contaminated waste in a cave 50 feet from their own building. They say war never changes. But neither does human nature. But hey, at least the mole rats got something out of it. Forward Base Alpha is established. Dog meat is on board. And Nate Campbell, soldier, grieving father, killer, is building something in the ruins of a world that forgot he existed. Stay close to the signal, my little devils. There's so much more to his story. But now, I want to hear about your story. Grab one of the couriers that are scuttling about and send me a letter. Introduce yourself. Say what you like about this little show, what you don't like about it. How can I do a better job for you? What you ate for dinner, where you're from, where your cap stash is kept. Something, anything. I just want to hear from you. Get to know you, my dear listener. I haven't seen that Hotmail girl lately. Grab her and send me a note. Until then, keep your whistle wet and your bed dry. Stay alive. Stay strange. Dusty out.
Stay close, my vault dweller. Don't roam too far from me. With you I build our paradise beneath the desert sea. Oh my Calvin, you make my heart far away.
This is Garrett Klein, the one-man creative force behind the Dusty Signal podcast and the solo creator for Classic Me Studio. The Dusty Signal is a fan fiction audio drama that's set in the Fallout 4 universe. Fallout and all related properties are owned by Bethesda Game Studios and no copyright infringement is intended. This is and always will be a free non-commercial production. Created, written, and produced by Garrett Klein for Classic Me Studio. Voices were created using 11 Labs AI voice technology. Original song, Vaulted Heart, was created using 11 Labs music generation software. Sound design from Audio Hero, 11 Labs, and My Imagination. Genuinely thank you for listening, and I hope you're enjoying it.